As the so-called widow 3 ground tofu, bachelor doing laundry in the middle of the night, Martin not only cooks good meals, even meticulous needlework is not a problem. Put on your pants that you just couldn't sew well, and then we put the post office back together again. He turned and attacked a sapling, who told him to block the only way to the stone house. Remember to reincarnate in a good place in your next life. Take advantage of today's breeze, and clean up the rock formations in the terrace area. Although he is as hard-hearted as your predecessor, but just change the angle a little bit, you can easily pick out a large piece. The quarried gravel cannot be wasted. Martin thoughtfully replaced him. Let them better shine for food. I haven't seen you in a few days. The chickens have become much more mature. Martin received an email this morning. It's a rendered graph someone designed for him for free. Although the food is still far from being finished, but it has great reference value for future transformation. After reading it, Martin is full of hope for the future, motivation to work. 2 young men came back from the mountain today. Then the job of excavating the rocks was left to them. I continue to add to the interior walls. Every stone must be washed clean, to be fortunate enough to be a member of the food. And if you don't say much, Martin likes to make friends with young people. It can be seen from the state of their work. At least 3 days of work for others. To people can easily complete it in half a day. Sunlight penetrates the clouds. Sprinkle among the mountains. I know that Martin usually likes to eat pasta. The guy is going to show him himself. Martin would naturally like to hear this situation, but it's not good to be too leisurely. The wild fruits of this season are all ripe. Just took it off and unloaded it as dessert. These days, he has been thinking of remodeling the utility room. But you need to move out the junk first. Then you can move the slate above. Another work arrived on the mountain today. As the saying goes, 4 men work together. Newton changed the day overnight. With the cooperation of a tacit team, 100 caddies of slate can only occupy a sharp spot. During this time, he also found a bottle of wine and a treasure map from the last century. With all the slabs of the roof removed, the planks on the ground can only leave the field with tears in their eyes. The harvest this time is very good. Gotta have a good meal to celebrate. After dinner, the labor force is tired and goes on strike. Just Martin cleaning up. Considering that the road up the mountain is too difficult to walk, so Martin bought a truckload of gravel. I plan to level the potholed ground, and then you roll it with a roller. This way it won't get muddy when it rains. Since the food from the mountains is used to entertain friends, the chicken brothers can only make a living by eating grass. Then Martin stirred the mortar, wet the walls of the utility room with water. Then came the stone bricks. Repair the broken place. Considering that the height of the utility room is too low, and the ground is soft soil, so Martin dug down another 10 cm. This also makes it easy to pour with concrete. He was already familiar with the next steps by heart. Besides, the total area inside is less than 2 square meters. Even just one person can do it easily. Although Brother Chicken has eaten relatively light recently, but still maintained the output value of 1 egg per day. Although the efficiency is not high, save enough for 3 days to barely eat a meal. The next day the concrete is basically dry. Martin made a mold of arcs out of planks. He's going to make arched doors for the utility room. After confirming that there is no problem with the width and size, you can mix the mortar. Paste the stone bricks piece by piece. Every time I'm tired from work, Martin would always come to this mountain stream on foot. Take off your sweaty shoes and socks. Walking barefoot in the cool stream, days of exhaustion seem to be carried away by the current. Also brings a touch of coolness to a warm afternoon. The grass that was sprinkled on the hillside before, there is still no sign of germination. Martin thinks it may be that there has been too little rain recently, so he decided to add a sprinkler irrigation device. As the mortar on the stone wall solidifies completely, and he actually put planks on it, seal the roof of the utility room. Due to the need to lay slate later, Martin also specifically checked the load-bearing capacity of the planks. However, it is obviously a bit reluctant to carry it alone. You also need to call 2 or 3 tool people together. It can also reset slate weighing up to 100 caddies, in order to prevent rainwater from flowing down the gap into the utility room. The bottom is also filled with mortar, so that the 2 slates fit together, and it has to be cut where it doesn't fit. Make sure it fits the wall perfectly after restoration. With friends sent away after dinner. The next day, only the Martin artist was left. Fortunately, the rest is some finishing touches. It didn't take him long to get it easily. I don't know what's going on recently. The tomatoes in Martin are collectively knocked out. It was something that worried him a lot. I forgot to bake a loaf of bread in the morning. Look at Indian dinner can only be soaked in soup. The next morning, Martin was in a bad mood when he saw the tomato seedlings. Continuing to stay in the vegetable garden is just overcharging. Might as well make time to grow something else. It seems that there is time to build a greenhouse. Wait for a simple breakfast. Martjin shaved the dirt off the patio area, spread the seeds of hope evenly on the ground. It can become lush after a while. Due to the lack of food all year round, the interior walls are already showing signs of loosening. It needs to be reinforced by Martjin, but before that, you have to rinse the dust off the surface first. At the same time, clean up the mortar left in the gaps. The choking operation made him eat a mouthful of mud. Wait for Martjin to get dressed again. He cleaned up the plaster that washed down. It's not exactly neat, but at least it looks a lot more comfortable. And the washed walls. It also revealed the original color of the stone brick. Because Martjin worked too hard. As a result, I often forget to feed the chicken brother. So, he built a feeder. Filling it up once is enough for Kunkin to eat for several days. There will be no hunger in the future. The fireplace ordered at this time just arrived. The merchant is a warm-hearted young man, and helped Martjin put it together in situ. Each slab is made of poured concrete. Not only is the strength and durability relatively high, thermal conductivity is also very good. And the double-layer design. You can bake bread in it later. As the temperature on the mountain rises, Martjin also plans to go out to relax. After all, the combination of work and rest is king. Wait until you come back. The first time is to check the status of brother chicken, with an automatic feeder as a safeguard. The efficiency of chicken brother laying eggs has improved a lot, except for the tomato seedlings that were plucked a few days ago. The other vegetables are growing very well. In summer, the temperature on the mountain is only in the early 20s. It doesn't get too hot even at work. The moisture on the walls has evaporated. It's time to fill the gap. I borrowed a caulking machine from a friend. Now it can finally come in handy, but it doesn't replace human labor. Satisfied with the cracks in the wall, you need to repaint it with a tool. Take it after it dries. Brush for cleaning. Only then can the lines of the stone bricks be clearly displayed. The next day, clouds and fog billowed in the mountains, make the morning air a little humid. Martjin spent the night in a tent, because his parents came to visit him again from the Netherlands. After all, the child is still an old monument. The old couple are also willing to pay more for him. While my father was mowing the lawn, Martjin continues to fill in the unfinished wall. The mother knows that her son's cooking skills are limited, making his favorite apple pie. The family sits around the campfire at night, tell each other the story of another year. Who can see such a picture without envy? From outdoor kitchen to mother in charge, Martjin's food has also become better, but my parents still have plans to travel this time. So, I went down the mountain without staying for a few days. Now only the Martjin artist is left. To relieve the sad emotions of farewell, he had to put all his energy into his work. The grass seeds that are sprinkled become full of life. Adds a lot of vivid colors to food. They all say that the indoor floor height is too depressing. So Martjin intends to raise it a bit, but you need to support the wall first. Avoid collapse during operation. Then carefully remove the stone bricks on it. Remove the rotten door coal at the bottom. Copy the same shape with square wood. After comparison, there is no problem. Brush on dark brown anti-corrosive paint. At least hundreds of years of history have been added. But to raise the ground floor as a whole, it is inevitable that the second floor and the girders will be removed. Obviously not one person can do it. We must summon the friends of the Abyss Lord to come and help. The crowd starts from the floor on the second floor. Reserve the position of the stairs first. The beam below is weathered though, but it's hard to disassemble. A chainsaw must be used first. Cut both ends. To move it down little by little, take a look at the transparent indoor environment. And they followed suit with the rest. Then expand the hole for the beam outside, so you can go up with a jack. But just to be safe, Martjin put angle steel under the beam again. Then the hole was filled with stone bricks, and you're going to be foolproof. Then the new door was not installed. As for the already riddled ground on the second floor, it's worthless to keep it there. It's better to just tear it all down in one go. He happened to know that there was an abandoned house at the foot of the mountain. There are a lot of good quality wooden boards stored in it. After loading it all into the car, take advantage of the gap between the original owner's pursuit, pretending to leave as if nothing had happened. This wave is indeed welcome to Grandma's house. The weather in the mountains has been overcast recently. In an instant, it started to drizzle. Fortunately, Martjin was ready. Ditches have been dug around the stone house. Directly directs water to the lawn below the slope. Mountain clouds after the rain. It feels like you are in a wonderland in the sky. Air that has become unusually humid makes all kinds of mushrooms start to grow like crazy. Martjin soon picked a full basket. That's enough for him to feed himself for days. If you can't eat it, you can still use it to entertain friends at the foot of the mountain. Although fences have been set up around, but every time I hear the necks of cows and sheep jingle, he couldn't help but go and check it out. After watching the herdsman leave scolding, Martjin just came back to enjoy dinner with friends. The next day, the manufacturer delivered the ordered doors and windows. The boss is a very rigorous person. Not only helped Martjin move it all indoors, the inappropriate door frame was also repaired. After confirming that there are no problems, the boss drove away alone. In order to make doors and windows withstand the test of rain, Apply a layer of anti-corrosion paint evenly, but Martin is not going to install it now, but with the help of tool people. Bring the fireplace in from the outside first. With previous assembly experience, it looks much easier to splice again. As the food is poured, the work comes to an end. Martin returns the borrowed blender to his neighbor. Remember the dilemma of lighting candles in the electric box last year? So this time he's going to add another box. Not only are two batteries installed inside, the boardroom is also stuffed with thick thermal insulation cotton. It should be working normally by winter. Thick clouds block sunlight. The entire mountain became much colder. Already slightly yellowed leaves. It also carries the message that autumn is coming. Moved brew indoors a few days ago. To ensure that the smoke can be discharged smoothly, Martin built the base of the chimney with red bricks. Then cut a round hole in the middle of the fireproof brick as a cover for the upper layer of the base. Maybe it's because it's almost autumn. The mountain scenery is even more translucent. A fresh filter seems to have been added to the air. Thanks to Martin's usual love of painting, the hand-drawn drawings are not bad at all. His idea was to integrate the staircase with the fireplace, make room for firewood storage below. But considering the fireplace is made of concrete, you also need to wrap a layer of cardboard on the outside, flowing gaps into the fireplace for expansion. It also avoids damage to the structure caused by the sweater, because the fireplace is to be made into part of the staircase. And it doesn't look good if it's bare, and so it had to be built out of stone bricks. It can also be better combined with food. Don't forget to arrange the furnace door during the period, due to the consideration of sealing, and there's a layer of cotton on the edges. Then it can be connected to the furnace body with bolts, in order to complete the fireplace as soon as possible. Martin was still fighting with the lights on until late at night. The morning clouds are like shredded marshmallows. Martin found the master who delivered the doors and windows last time. The paint finish of the wooden frame has dried. It's time to install it. To say that this little brother is really dedicated, I have to run twice for these doors and windows. He even brought his own wife. In order to make the doors and windows fit better with the wall, foam glue seal should be inserted into the gap. After expansion, it fits perfectly with the wall. And Martin is also the way of deep peace and worldly sophistication. A sumptuous meal was also prepared for the two of them. After dinner, the couple will be sent away. In the afternoon, another fan came in the rain. Martin sees the young man so sincere. It is also rare. Hand-in-hand on-site demonstration. Teach him how to make a staircase. I went back inside and built the staircase. A lot of stones were dug out of the ground last time. Let him not have to worry about materials at all. The air is especially fresh after the rain. Martin took the opportunity to transport a truckload of red bricks from the bottom of the mountain to make the countertop look more quaint. Repeated beating of the edges of the stone bricks make the surface take on a texture. Considering the uniformity of the color of the countertop, every slate has to be carefully selected to be fortunate enough to be a member of the staircase. This will be where the firewood will be stored in the future. And after an afternoon of hard work, the countertop of the stairs is also basically done. The Martin guy is outstanding. The task of making dinner is also handed over to him. After all, young people just need to exercise more. Prepare for a long, cold winter. Martin has been collecting firewood all this time. Avoid being suddenly dropped. When Ta was caught off guard, due to the shape of the stone, it is difficult to grasp. He chose to use red bricks for the inside of the stairs, then put it on the treated countertop. It's windy outside. It's morning, but it's evening. After confirming that all equipment is in good condition, only then did Martin return to the pantry to continue working, since the bottom of the stairs needs to make a corner for this slightly difficult countertop. Of course, you have to make it yourself to rest assured. I saw that he first cut the slate into a general shape, then it is finely polished in an angle grinder. Create a rounded shape at the edges. Finally, hit it repeatedly with a hammer. It can make the surface show signs of erosion over time. You can see that he is very satisfied with his masterpiece. The size of the laying is just right. The weather after the strong wind was very nice. Being indoors for a long time makes him feel a little depressed. So, he decided to go out and relax. By the way, enjoy the beauty of the autumn jungle. And he comes back, and he pads the space between the stairs. This way there will be no cold bridge. This prevents heat from being lost through the walls. This kid really has some professional knowledge. Otherwise, how could there be so many fans willing to help? In the afternoon, a pair of siblings came here. Martin sees a girl. Naturally, you have to treat yourself well in the evening, as the cement solidifies the next day. The fireplace on the other side can't fall either. Just according to the shape of the furnace door, you can easily build an arc shape, since Martin's fireplace is on the upper and lower floors. Therefore, the exhaust pipes should also be connected separately. In the endless Alps, autumn is a colorful season. Every stitch of the scenery here is the ultimate enjoyment. Martin just bought the exhaust pipe from the bottom of the mountain. Each section is made from flavonoids. It looks perfect with the food. In order to make the fireplace burn better, the height of the chimney must be slightly higher than the roof. It also prevents smoke from drifting into the room with the wind. The first snowfall on the mountain at night The mountains in the distance have turned silvery white. Although it is late autumn, the temperature dropped a lot overnight, and that's when the wind blows. This made Martjin very worried about his tent. A beautiful rainbow appears in the sky after the snow. In order to avoid events similar to the last one, he reinforced the solar panels for the first time, and you put down all the props in the tent to prevent it from being blown away again by high winds. Fortunately, the chicken coop is relatively sturdy. The eggs inside are also intact. After doing this, he was relieved. Go back indoors and continue working. Install the upper furnace door as well, and the countertop made by the guy before. Now is the time to come in handy, as the stairs become more and more perfect. In order to take a hot bath in winter, also connect the hot and cold water pipes in advance. The next day he went to the local building materials market, purchased a batch of wood for building floors. The size of the wooden board removed from the bottom of the mountain last time is not suitable. Otherwise, he wouldn't have wasted the money. The fireplace fixer is not finished yet, but it no longer affects daily use. As Martjin sets the firewood on fire, smoke is rising from the shallots outside. Now I'm looking forward to making bread in the oven as soon as possible. Now under the blessing of the fire, so that he doesn't have to move his hands and feet at work. The construction of the staircase has finally reached the last floor. Then you can fill the walls. Fill the gaps in the stone bricks with mortar. A handsome blonde guy came to the mountain today. The task of chopping firewood has finally been done. Wait for Martjin to clean up the excess mortar. Then put the ash on the beam. Dust it up. At the same time, the oxidized part of the surface should be polished off, so that the girder can reveal the true colors of the wood. The temperature in the evening is much lower than during the day. Even Brother Chicken's drinking water is frozen into ice cubes. To solve this problem, Martjin added an electric heater to the chicken coop. Make sure that Kunkin can drink warm water at any time. After doing this, he also felt a trace of coolness. So he hurried back indoors and lit the fireplace. Watch the orange flames beating in the hearth. Quickly warm up the whole food, due to the uneven surface of the wall. In order to make the two fit perfectly, Martjin kept adjusting the plank with tools. Make sure there are no gaps in the laying, and each plate should also be painted with sealant to make the contact surface fit more firmly. Considering the cleanliness and aesthetics of the interior, Martjin hid the wires in the floor. After it is bolted, it cannot be seen at all. The next day he moved all the furniture out of the tent, because today, you can lay the ground on the second floor, so there is no need to live here anymore. Look at the empty terrace. It made Martjin feel a little reluctant to part with it. After all, from the very beginning, this place has been with him for over a year. It can be regarded as a witness to the hardships and sacrifices along the way. So, he decided to keep the terrace. You can also bring friends to camp in the future. And so we moved all the furniture inside the tent. Only then did Martjin continue to lay the floor. To finish the floor on the second floor, he simply brought in a mattress. It will be here tonight for one night. I don't have to stay in a tent and endure the cold. The next day a snow shower fell all over the mountain. This also indicates that winter has officially arrived. And before there's any sign of ice on the road, Martjin came down the mountain early and pulled a truckload of furniture, although they were all bought from flea markets. But it can still be used after repair, thanks to the insulation of the chicken coop at the beginning. Now Brother Chicken is still alive and well. It seems that there is no problem in surviving this winter. Fortunately, Martjin took precautions. We had enough firewood in the fall, so that he doesn't have to worry about the cold. Then move the escaped furniture up to the second floor. Don't look at them already broken, but Martjin likes this retro style. Due to this, he plans to use it as a kitchen. You also need to connect the circuit and switch. Then install the pipes, directing the water all the way upstairs. Then Martjin opens the control valve. The water keeps flowing into the sink. Then the gas stove is also installed in place. You don't have to run to the outdoor kitchen to cook in the future. In your spare time, Martjin would occasionally visit his neighbors, mainly to visit the decoration inside, to add some inspiration to your makeover, as it only guessed in 100 miles. Neighbors naturally treat her well. In the afternoon, Martjin bought a refrigerator from the town. He asked his neighbors to help him carry them inside. This one has a larger capacity than the previous one. You can store more food later. And since Martjin moved the kitchen in, what I look forward to most is to make a delicious meal of bread, and under the blessing of the fire. It also makes it easy for the dough to ferment. Then it can be placed in the upper oven. You don't have to worry about burning anymore. Wait until you are full. The sky outside is getting darker. The sunset on the mountain is very beautiful. Martjin took a slow walk along the mountain road, just in time to enjoy this rare view. The next morning, Martin removes the kitchen shelf and use a chisel to make a groove on it. Put in the pre-bought light bar. Just turn it on. You don't have to cook in the dark anymore. And then he put spotlights under the stairs. The dim light illuminates the corner. It also makes the deserted interior warm. So, I bought brand new planks. But over time, insect pillars will inevitably appear. But that doesn't stop Smart Martin. I saw that he taped the hole first. Then pour in the prepared epoxy. The branches are dry and then polished with an angle grinder until it is level with the surrounding floor. In order to avoid the situation of the insect pillar from happening again, Martin painted the floor evenly with wood wax. Make it form a protective film on the surface. It will be more convenient to clean later. Since I bought all second-hand kitchen utensils, there will inevitably be peeling and paint peeling on the surface. Martin simply sanded off all the paint, then apply a similar color paint. After drying, it will be the same as a new one. Sure enough, in terms of saving money, it still depends on this kid, considering that it is easy to produce oil fumes when cooking. So, he put planks on the back wall, after being bolted. You also need to apply a layer of mortar to the surface. Only then can the tiles be firmly pasted on. With Martin's kitchen officially completed, he also has a general plan for his work in the coming year. The first step is to repair the stone house where I live now, floor the first floor, and create a good bathroom area. The second is the beginning of spring plowing after winter has passed. He's going to build a greenhouse out of plexiglass. Then the second stone house can be renovated. And he wanted to build a little cabin. The drawings have been designed before. The wooden house was built on the hillside behind the two stone houses. You can usually save it, lodging and parking. This is just the general direction of future efforts. Unexpected situations may also occur during the process. Martin expects this to take a long time to complete. After all, he is alone most of the time. But I believe that as long as you are willing to put in the effort, sooner or later, this place can be transformed into. Look satisfied. Waiting for Martin to come back from Christmas at home. Most of the snow on the mountain has melted. The interior layout is still the same as before leaving. During his time down the mountain, Brother Chicken also seems to have grown up a bit. Take advantage of today's rare good weather. Martin went to town and bought a wagon of stone bricks. He's going to use it to repair the ground for the first floor, although winter is drawing to a close. But the temperature on the mountain is still very cold. Fortunately, there is still a lot of firewood left. The orange flames soon warmed the whole room. After resting at home for almost a month, the body is still in a relatively lazy state. So, he drove to the downtown area of Durin at the foot of the mountain. A once-a-week opportunity is being held here, a wide variety of goods. Martin is going to take a day off for himself. In an urgent and lively atmosphere, dilute the low mood because of leaving home. By the way, feel the local customs. While hanging out, Martin also met a fan. As a $1 million blogger, it's not good to be too stingy. Very generous with 2 glasses of mulled wine. In fact, Martin has another purpose for going down the mountain this time. Sold Jimny, who had been with him for over a decade. The backhand is replaced by a Mitsubishi Pajero, although the size is much larger than the previous one. But the diesel engine will also be more powerful. To celebrate ZD's new car, Martin made a rare big pot of beef. Then sit by the fire with beer, quietly enjoy the happy time that belongs to him alone. The next morning, when the sky just opened, a touch of fish belly white, Martin went for an early walk in the jungle. Follow the winding path. The cool air mixed with the sweet scent of vegetation. 12 A string of dragonflies is tactfully passed into the air, although only on an ordinary morning, but hides the stability that settles day after day. As the snow on the mountains melts, the roof of the stone house is also rarely exposed. Martin took the opportunity to clean the skylight, clean up the debris in the diversion tank, then put on the dust mask, clean the dust off the ground. But since there are no laundry facilities on the mountain, if you change your clothes, you can only take them to the laundry room for cleaning. Fortunately, the building permit was approved. The construction of the wooden shed can be started this year. It just stipulates that it cannot exceed 25 square meters, and the roof must follow the style of slate. Although this will inevitably increase the difficulty of the job, but it's too early to think about that. After all, the ground is not even laid now. And in addition to applying waterproof paint to the bathroom, other parts should also be arranged with curing agent, while preventing sand from forming on the ground. It can also enhance the cohesion between the floor tiles and the base layer. Clouds are like soft cotton wool, rendering a quiet haze between heaven and earth. Martin pinched his fingers and calculated that there must be a blizzard today, and he drove Jimny back. Because Pajero is not equipped with snow chains yet, just in time for the manufacturer to install a trailer bar on itself. Since returning from Christmas, the kids' living conditions have also improved. It is said that raising children and preventing the elderly. It seems that this is an inheritance of the New Year's goods in advance. The next morning, the whole hill became white, although winter is drawing to a close, but the snow still made it difficult for him. The first thing you do when you wake up is go to the chicken coop. I see that the chicken buddy is in very good condition. Martin is relieved. Then prepare the sand. The pulp began to lay the ground for the first floor. Fortunately, I bought a truckload of stone bricks a few days ago. Even if the snow has closed the mountain now, you don't have to worry about materials. The ground on the first floor is to be laid. Fill the gaps in the stone bricks with cement. Wipe off the excess immediately when you're done. After drying, the beautiful texture of the stone bricks can be revealed. As the bloodstone outside intensifies, the branches are also covered with white ice flowers. Martin goes to the chicken coop every day to check it out. By the way, taking away the fruits of Pumpkin's labor, he has nothing to do in this weather. I can only hide in the house honestly. The sunshine in winter is relatively short. Time has come tonight. Looking at the snowflakes that have not died in the slightest. For a time, Martin's heart was also beating a drum. The branches outside are crushed by chicken blood. The familiar path is gone. It took a long time to come to the chicken coop and check out the firewood pile. These are his capital to survive the winter. Although the car has been covered with thick snow, but now is obviously not the time to clean up. I have to go back first and wait until tomorrow to make plans. The next day the blizzard finally stopped. The panels are piled with thick snow. It took Martin a long time to clean it up. Fortunately, the insulation of the electric box is in place. The lithium battery inside is still working normally. The hazy weather at noon rarely clears up. The thick snow is already showing signs of melting. Due to the high altitude, the town at the foot of the mountain is another scene. Considering that the way up the mountain is blocked by snow, I'm afraid there won't be any guests in the near future. As for the job of sowing the remaining ground, it seems that it can only be done by yourself. As the snow on the road has basically melted, Martin also finally got a chance to go down the mountain. With the mountain scenery, completely different color, there are already signs of spring at the foot of the mountain. And with the pavement of the ground floor completed, Martin also took advantage of the situation to move the bed. It finally looks like home. I still remember the tattered appearance. And he was so moved. The corner will serve as the location for future showers. You also need to connect the faucet in advance. The second is the treatment of the ground part. This waterproof latex must be applied carefully. And as a qualified shit shoveling officer, the equipment also needs to be cleaned regularly. These will become the most powerful fertilizers for the coming year. The pear trees on the hillside have blossomed. It also heralds the end of the long winter. The midday sun is warm and comfortable. Large areas of land reveal their original colors. It's time to bring back your new car. By the way, I also bought a mirror from the foot of the mountain and a brass shower. Apply sealant to the interface. Then use the spray gun to heat the device to solidify quickly. Now it's finally possible to bathe freely. After a whole winter, Martin's hair has also grown a lot longer. Fortunately, Mr. Tony, who had worked for a few years before, after the dressing is completed, he returns to his handsome appearance. This is a good time to collect birch branches. Just make a small opening in the tree. After inserting the diversion tube into it, there will be clear juice flowing into the bottle. The taste is clear and sweet. Very high. Martin built several collection devices in a row. Take advantage of the waiting time. The planting plan for spring should also be put on the agenda. I saw that he first loosened the soil on the ground, then pour in the pre-cooked fertilizer. When you're done, you can bury the leftover potatoes in it. As for the vegetable garden that has been silent for a winter, Martin hasn't figured out what vegetables to plant yet. Just did a simple weeding job inside. As the mountain roads become better, the food also welcomed its first guests after the year. To make them feel their passion, Martin specially developed a new pizza. Although it doesn't look good on the outside, but the taste is absolutely silent when eaten. The weather starts to get wet after spring. Dry branches also grow green shoots. Martin has been designing bedside hemming recently. After all, no one wants to face cold concrete all day long. But since the last time I bought a car, money has become more tense than Russia-Ukraine relations. Fortunately, he knew there was a lumber factory down the mountain. Every day after get off work, we'll pile up waste wood at the door. Although the quality is hard to say, but luckily it didn't cost a penny. In order to better entertain friends who come to visit, Martin also upgraded the campfire, and he put little doors in the utility room, then installed the appropriate door lock. You don't have to be afraid of wild friends to wreak havoc at night. However, due to privacy concerns, Martin also sewed curtains specifically for the bedroom. The next day, a cold spring dyed the mountain white. The newly sprouted branches also turned into frosty eggplants. Although the blood drop this time is not very large, but the temperature has really dropped a lot. Fortunately, today Martin's work tasks are indoors, under the blessing of the fire. No matter how cold it is outside, it has nothing to do with him. He had already designed the drawings of the bedside. Now you just need to measure the level of the wall. Treat the wood to the right size. It can be fixed to the wall according to the drawings, due to the fact that the color of the wooden board does not match the overall. You also need to apply green paint to the surface. Waiting for the paint to dry, Martin found his friend at the Yamashita lumber mill. I asked them to help me with two flat countertops. The paint was dry when I came back, but you also need to lay thermal insulation cotton on the inner layer. Then the planks can be fixed. Then measure the size of the wooden board, and we take it out with a curve saw, and we shape it. Make sure the countertop is fixed and fits tightly. Today's workload is a bit excessive. You have to make a good meal at night to reward yourself. Since the blessing of the upper oven, the difficulty of getting him to cook has plummeted. Pretty soon, a colorful and fragrant ashi baking pan would be fine, with tipsy red wine and electronic mustard, just like everyone in front of the screen. The next morning, delicate rain hits the skylight. Zongmin, who no longer has any snowflakes outside. The air is cool mixed with vegetation. The meaning of the sheath is to drill into the room along the crack of the door. Martjin couldn't resist closing the door anymore, in order to make the bed sign more beautiful, and he was going to put some more sticks on the outside. At the same time, it can also cover the gap between the plates. Finished like a big waffle. There is a warm feeling in the nobility. And he has no demands on God at all. Even the nail marks left behind have to be plugged with corks. Then he fixed the brackets for the washstand, used to install faucets and magic mirrors. In the afternoon, another fan unexpectedly visited. It was Martjin, the senior ecologist last time. Warmly invite him to touch Kankan. I can see that the two have gotten to know each other a lot this time. Not only do we go up the mountain together to find various herbs, before leaving, the girl also agreed to prepare a few drinks for him. It seems that this kid is not far from getting rid of the order. Female fans who are reluctant to say goodbye, considering the exposed plumbing of the washstand is too ugly. So Martjin wraps the plank outside again, in order to make the overall style more uniform. You also need to apply the same color of paint. After drying, polish the surface again. Gives it the unique texture of the wooden board. The temperature has been hot and cold in recent days. As a result, the production of chicken brother has seriously declined. So, he decided to bring in a few more from down the mountain. In the future, it is better to have each other's company. Seeing that the first food building has been remodeled, just need to tidy up the interior a little bit. Now Martjin can officially move into his new home. The potatoes planted before have all sprouted. It's all thanks to the chicken buddies. The unpredictable sky in spring. In a blink of an eye, delicate raindrops fell, due to the high altitude of the food. Although most areas have started to warm up, but the temperature on the mountain is still a bit chilly. Fortunately, there is a fireplace that can continuously provide heat, make the food warm quickly, and with the gradual improvement of various facilities, Martjin has been living a very healthy life recently. People always say his furniture is second-hand, so wait until the rain clears up. Martjin bought a brand new sofa outright. The purpose is to better receive friends at the foot of the mountain. I usually live a very simple life in the mountains. A whole big bag of oatmeal, add some honey for sweetness, and it dries, and it's his breakfast every day. In order to let everyone better understand the transformation results, now let's follow Martjin's perspective. Let's immerse ourselves in the interior decoration. Now only the bathroom area is left to be remodeled. In the future, a water barrier will also be added to it, and he's going to start by building greenhouses. The location is right next to the vegetable garden. In order to give vegetables more sunlight time, the branches of love must be cleaned first. At this moment, an old man just came to the door. Look, this shouldn't be the first time the guy has come here. Of course he wants to come up with American hospitality. Then the neighbors also smelled the smell and arrived at the battlefield. Although meat is scarce in the mountains, but green salad and beer are definitely enough. As the saying goes, no one in the world can eat his lunch for free. The young man was also quickly reduced to free labor, in order to better build greenhouses. Martjin had already stockpiled enough materials, not to mention the square wood left over from the construction of the house. It's just because it's been stored for too long. They were all kicked off by mice. Fortunately, these are not a big problem. After all, it has to be carbonized again, which can achieve the effect of insect and preservative. Then the two dug a suitable chicken pit in the ground. Carbonized wood is inserted into it as columns. After confirming that it is perpendicular to the ground, Martjin gave the specific design drawings of the greenhouse. Just as the young man was sent away, it would be difficult for him to complete this task alone. In the afternoon, Martjin bought many flowers from the market, planted in a wooden flower pot in front of the door. Add a touch of color to the dim stone house. As the saying goes, women enter the bachelor village. What's missing? The next day, my father came to the door with his two brothers. Now there are people who build vegetable greenhouses. Dad can also help repair the lawn in the clearing. Since the eldest brother has his own farm in his hometown, so doing this is also a professional counterpart. And Martjin got all the finished frames, and it didn't have to be difficult for him to assemble. Dinner is handed over to the youngest brother to make. After all, this is where he cooks best. Several people cherish the opportunity to meet this time very much. After all, we only meet once or twice a year. I sent my family away the next day. The mountain has once again returned to its former calm. Although the vegetable greenhouse is under construction, but the care of the vegetable garden cannot be wasted. You can grow vegetables that will survive. And after 2 days of hard work by him and his eldest brother, the greenhouse is just one step away from completion. Now you just need to secure the boat on it. When building an outdoor kitchen before, there are still a lot of transparent tiles left that have not been used up, just in time to seal the roof of the greenhouse. Since Martjin bought all second-hand doors and windows, there are inevitably inappropriate places in the size. It also needs to be slightly trimmed with curves. Remove the excess. Only when installed can it fit tightly. Watching the greenhouses get better and better, even Brother G can't help but want to take it for himself. But Martjin has always had high standards. Even the ventilation windows have to be shaped artistically. This is the general appearance of the greenhouse before it is officially completed. Then rinse with a high-pressure water gun. Clean up the dust inside and out. Then take a shovel to loosen the soil on the surface. Then apply anti-corrosive and moisture-proof paint, so that the wood can withstand the baptism of rain, in order to ensure a daily supply of protein. From time to time, Martjin will also improve the food for Brother Chicken. Not only can it increase their motivation to work, this will also lead to better fertilizer. In order to increase the survival rate of vegetables, the raised bed planting method must be used. I saw that Martin first filled the columns on both sides, and we attached the planks, the general framework for making a vegetable bed. At the same time, the interior should also be paved with propylene wheels. It can effectively improve the water filtration of the vegetable bed. As Martin's online fame grew, in the afternoon he was invited to a local concert. Although this kid knows nothing about music, but fortunately, he doesn't need to perform on stage. After coming back from the show, Martin stopped by to buy vegetable seedlings he planned to plant. There are 3 types of tomatoes alone. The rest are vegetables like pumpkin and eggplant. It seems he has been haunted by the last failure to fill the vegetable bed with soil. Then sprinkle the fertilizer cut by the chicken evenly into it. Finally, you need to pour high-quality nutrient soil. Only then can the purchased vegetable seedlings be planted in. Considering that it is easy to become muddy when watering, Martin paved it all with lines to harden. At the same time, the ground at the door cannot be spared. You don't have to spend money to eat fruit in the future. He bought 2 more apples and a fig tree. We're going to plant it next to the greenhouse. Wait until you're done. Martin has time to take a good rest. Looking at the colorful wildflowers on the hillside. Take care of your Martin boots, by the way. Remember the free tool people who gave away a few days ago? Today, I specially brought my girlfriend to visit again. I also helped Martin buy the drip tank device he needed most. Just control the speed of the water droplets. You don't have to worry about forgetting to water it in the future. Then he planted the fruit trees he bought together. You will be able to eat your own cultivated fruit in the coming year. While Martin was busy, the guy on the other side is also ready for dinner. Although I didn't help much this time, but at least Martin's dinner is no longer lonely. After delivering the young couple back the next day, considering the wild animals that frequent the mountains, and the chicken brother is often in a free-range state, so Martin fenced off an area with barbed wire, and we attached the little door from the entrance to the chicken coop. This guarantees the safety of the accumulated lives. It also gives them enough room to move around. As I said before, he's going to build a little wooden road behind the house. It is usually used to store firewood and vehicles. Therefore, the surrounding trees need to be cleaned first. Get enough empty roofs to build, just to complete the follow-up work. It can only be carried out when there are many people. It just so happens that he also wants to take advantage of the current time. To the nearby mountains, go for a walk. Admire the different Alps in spring. After coming back, Martin felt that there were too few recreational facilities on the mountain, so I tied the rope on the higher branch. And here's a plank. A childlike autumn is ready. Just then, 2 young men arrived on the mountain. Martin invited them to experience new entertainment, and then a little bit of work. And that makes sense. Because of the approaching summer, the weeds on the mountain are starting to skyrocket. Even the herders are grazing their cattle more and more. If that's all Martin can accept, the dogs of key herders often visit the house. This made him worry about the kunkans, so take advantage of the crowd today. Martin set out to carbonize a batch of wood. Wait until you have time to strengthen the fence, considering that the brightness of the transparent tile is not high. So, he spaced the boats again, and replaced with better tempered glass. This is not only more transparent, there will also be a light efficiency bonus during the day. The next day, another group of young men came to the mountain. Do you also have the manpower to build the guardrail? Martin directs them to excavate the pit in the ground. The carbonized grain column is buried in it. At this time, the advantages of many people and great strength are revealed. It only took less than a day for everyone. All the sponsors are placed around the food, and then you just attach the planks horizontally, even if the fence is officially completed. All know, his brother is a lover of globetrotting. This time it will be more. Stone's girlfriend brought it over. I hope my brother can help me grow my eyes. To celebrate my brother's successful release, Martin specially gave him the opportunity to show him his cooking skills. My brother prepared cheese noodles for the 3 of them. By Martin, this light bulb boy. You don't need to light the lights for dinner at night. It was sent away the next day. To people. My brother's family has also been waiting on the mountain for a long time. It's rare that his family is free to see him. Martin was naturally very happy, and only see her niece once a year. Now, he has become a self-serving little chef. But the family just stopped by. After staying for an afternoon, he left. Martin is the only lone entertainer left on the mountain. Looks like it's time to find a girlfriend. Now, it's time to start renovating the second stone house. In Martin's vision, the first floor is where the toilet and laundry are located. The second floor is divided into kitchen and bedroom areas. It can usually be used to entertain guests who come to help. And because the area of this food is relatively large, the roof needs to skylights to meet the lighting requirements. But now the first floor has been occupied by debris. It's definitely not easy to clean up without anyone's help. It took Martin 2 days to empty it out. Tomatoes are growing well during this time. It has already started to climb up the rope. It seems that this planting plan has been very successful. In order to successfully modify food, we need to bring in the neighbor's blender again. By the way, 2 free laborers were burned. The food tonight is especially rich. After all, I have to rely on them at work tomorrow. As the saying goes, take people with soft hands and eat people with short mouths. The next day, both of them were reduced to free labor. Even if it is sealed and folded, the legs are full of bags. They can only grit their teeth and insist. The renovation plan is still the same as before. First, dig the ground down 20 cm, but this time the work went much smoother. There are no boulders down there. It took only one day to do it easily. The next day Martin rented an excavator cub, a ditch along the stone house where the sewer pipe was dug. At the other end, it leads to the manure under the hillside. After the pool connects the indoor and outdoor, you can put the sewage pipe in advance, and it's not backfilled with dirt. I can only hear the roar of thunder in the distance. In the blink of an eye it started to rain. Rainwater flows down the slope to the utility room. Martin had to dig a gutter first, so that the water doesn't pour back into the room. As the rain gradually stops, he came out and filled the ditch. The temperature has become much cooler with the back mountain. Martin, this place has also become the clock in young people. Just take advantage of the crowd to do things. Leveling the ground on the hillside behind the house, and the excavated soil should not be wasted. It's a great way to pave driveways. Due to regulations, it cannot exceed 25 square meters. So it doesn't have to be very large. It's just that the toy car takes a little gas to drive. Count the money spent on him in a few days. After all, they all volunteered to go up the mountain to help. Martin doesn't need to pay them either, focusing on a free opportunity for young people to practice. Wait until the ground is treated flat enough. We need to dig the ditches in the foundation. It is convenient to pour concrete into it later. And a few young people are also very easy to satisfy. A few slices of eggplant with olive oil, and the oil fungus just picked from the mountain, make them very happy after work. Maybe a few people didn't really come to help. I just want a short escape from the hustle and bustle. Seeing the driveway has been filled in with dirt, from a drone perspective, it's like a psoriasis on a green meadow. Martin took advantage of the situation to sprinkle grass around. It doesn't take long to become integrated into the environment. The weather in the mountains is always unpredictable. It was still pleasant last second. The next second, it starts to rain. Martin was worried that the driveway would become muddy, so when the rain stopped, the ground was covered with fine sand. This not only increases the friction on the road, it also reduces the risk of tires getting stuck in the mud. Due to the low level of the ground floor, water flows very easily back into the room. To avoid turning your new home into a swimming pool, Martin made a mold out of planks, then fill it with concrete. It's oscillated with a tool, so that the internal air bubbles can be quickly expelled. But such a height is obviously not up to the standard. We need to continue to build on this foundation, watering a threshold large enough to block the rain. Because Brother Chicken often runs away from home in the middle of the night, Martin had to trim their wings regularly. After all, these are your own private property. It's the only stable source of protein on the mountain, although there are still some days until winter. But to avoid being caught off guard, it is also necessary to dredge the exhaust pipe in advance. Clean up the accumulated soot inside. The vegetables in the greenhouse grow very well, because the variety characteristics are different. Some tomatoes are ready to be picked. After the concrete is completely dry, Martin removes the mold that blocks the outside. I thought this should be foolproof. I didn't expect a light rain to hit back directly. He mistakenly underestimated the height of the middle aisle. Had to get up in the middle of the night to dig in the gutters, so it didn't flood the house the next day. Maybe it's because of the high altitude on the mountain. The temperature becomes a little lighter after the rain. Martin lit the fireplace for the first time. Don't look at the slow heat conduction speed of the stone brick furnace. It will also take a long time to dissipate heat. This gives it the advantage of low energy consumption. You don't have to go looking for firewood all the time. Wait until the soil on the ground is slightly dry. Martin just started digging the middle aisle. Repair the protruding part as flat as possible. Is this project big or not? But it's a little hard to do alone. The amount of exercise today is obviously up to par. You have to treat yourself to something good. Vegetables in the garden grow no slower than in the greenhouse. Potatoes are ready to be served on the table. Squeeze another half of a lemon before serving. The first food since the break. Wine has also become a must-have at the table. The rest of the work just needs to be done slowly. The next day, I woke up and it was already noon. Martin took a walk along the path outside the fence. I saw that the cattle were blocked outside. He was relieved to come back and continue to work. Because the aisle was dug down yesterday, need to find a suitable slate to act as a step. At this time, a fan came. Just solved the problem that the plate is too heavy to move. Many mushrooms grow on the grass after the rain. Each flower is the size of a palm. Just pick 2 flowers. Lunch today. High-end ingredients do not require complex cooking methods. Martin offered to give the boy the opportunity to perform. After all, you come here to learn more. After the 2 of them are full, Martin is ready to build a strong mobile phone. With the experience of modifying the first food, all the steps are already clear. To save as much time as possible, he made a wall bezel in one go. They say women love bags and men love cars. Martin is no exception. Today, I escaped to a good car at the foot of the mountain, driving him on the mountain road home. There's something wrong with the shock absorption of the vehicle. Stop every now and then to give your butt a rest. Don't look at this car, it's very old, but it has the purest Land Rover pedigree. Produced in 1974, although he did not have cornering assistance. But Martin likes this wild, driving with pie. Every turn takes a lot of effort. A trip down is more enjoyable than going to the gym. He came across it on a trip down the mountain. It took a long time to come back and decide to buy this car. The back is also equipped with 4 original snow tires. It gives Martjin a little bit of value for money. It's just that the wallet has shrunk a lot recently. There will be no big expenses for a long time to come. I finally bought the big baby I miss. Martjin pours and sends. Originally, the two of them had to work for 3 days. Now I can complete it in half a day by myself. Summer is a rainy season, so damp that it seems like water can squeeze out of the air. Fortunately, Martjin raised the threshold in time. You don't have to worry about backflow anymore. The clouds and rain come and go quickly. It stopped in less than half an hour. A group of camping enthusiasts came to the mountain. I want to spend the night on Martjin's hill. Naturally, he couldn't refuse such a good thing. They must be entertained with delicious food and drink at night. I won't have the strength to help myself until tomorrow. After all, things have been done. The next day, several people also naturally became wage earners. Not only did it help level the ground on the first floor, they also introduced Martjin to their camping gear. This wave of operations is undoubtedly in Martjin's hands. After all, my Land Rover is also a used car that I just bought, and it's a removable panoramic convertible. It seems that it is packed for this kid. He pulled a few people and ran wildly on the ring road. Look from a distance, like a large bathtub with a steering wheel. Although Martjin has a soft spot for this car now, but usually the shipment still mainly relies on Pajero. He pulled a cart full of gravel down the hill, used to harden dolls in the middle of food. In addition, he also bought a treasure. It turns on an old gramophone. Beautiful singing, melodious. Success has attracted many young people to him. Due to the incomplete excavation of the last doll, you need to take the hook a little bit deeper and wider. Then put a tarp on the ground. Backfill the middle ditch with gravel. This allows the rain to flow downstream. It also avoids excessive water flow, causing the ground to rush deeper and deeper. To determine the decoration style of the second stone house, Martjin has consulted a lot of information on the internet. Because the first floor not only has a bathroom, and he's going to build a sauna. However, due to the limited indoor area, just a little more work from the fireplace and stairs. However, these are not in a hurry. His plan is to finish all the projects within 5 years. It rained lightly again on the Changshan Mountains. Rain runs down the tiles. A muddy sock on the ground. The temperature gauge has dropped below 10 degrees. Martjin played a soft music for himself, enjoying the tranquility and laziness unique to rainy days. This weather is not suitable for going out. He rarely has a justifiable doomsday. Just take the opportunity to perfect the drawings of the food. Wait until the rain clears up. Martjin threw himself into his work for the first time. Fence all the remaining walls. Then install the baffle on the outside. Since it has been raining these days, worried that the current would damage the stability of the foundation, he's going to do it all at once. But before that, Martjin has to go down the mountain to pick up his parents. The old couple are going to stay here for a few days, alone in the mountains for a long time. The happiest thing is the visit of my family. Found out that my son is remodeling the second stone house. The father also threw himself into the work without hesitation. I hope I can relieve some pressure for Martjin. The mother knew that her son would live a life from an early age. Even the furniture used is second-hand. Take the initiative to help with meticulous polishing. It is convenient to renovate it later. And as the so-called father and son soldiers go into battle, with the tacit cooperation of the two, the machine was poured in just 1 day. Martjin gave the renovated food to his parents. I live in a cramped tent behind me. Concrete basic setting. Father and son removed the outer baffle. Mother's side also started painting the furniture again. In order to survive the winter comfortably, Martjin dragged his father to collect a wagon full of firewood. But this kid also knows how to protect the environment. Only pick tree fiends that have dried up on the outside to start. Secondly, for the safety of the chicken buddies, birches like this have tilted. Martjin will also take them away without mercy. Birch bark is rich in grease. Definitely a great material for starting a fire. Potatoes grown in early summer. Now is the harvest season. These will become his winter rations. As the so-called mother's hand line, wander atop. While the father was busy helping his son harvest food, mother also mended Martjin's winter clothes. This is how families should be together. They won't be a burden to you as you fly higher and higher. It's a backing that allows you to be fearless. Seeing the canopy of trees in the jungle turn slightly yellow, the Alps also officially ushered in autumn. With the parents sent away the next day, 2 new guests have arrived on the mountain. Today Martjin's task is to harden the ground. It's a lot easier with their help. The people use carts outside. The pregnant woman is in charge of leveling the mortar. In order to make the ground more condensed, Martjin also made a special pair of shoes. It is used to replace the roll of the airplane. You can save the electricity bill. As long as you eat and drink well in the evening, you can entertain the two of you. Just work hard. And they didn't complain. When the early morning light fills the mountains, Martjin simply had breakfast with the two of them. So a truck of insulation materials was pulled from the bottom of the mountain. After the stampede of two pedestrian aircraft, the ground has become very firm and flat, but in a blink of an eye it started to rain outside. In 10 minutes, the folding print is full of stagnant water. Martjin worries that the rain will flow to the stone house, so dig ditches in advance on the only way to go. This is how a person lives. Everything must be considered. After solving all the problems that can be imagined, only then did Martjin return to the stone house to continue his work. Base with a layer of plastic film. Then take the insulation board you bought in the morning. They're neatly arranged on the ground. After the weather clears the next day, Martjin planked the foundation of the shed. It is convenient to fill the concrete for pouring later. Then, with the help of good friends, put in the pre-woven steel skeleton. In order to improve the productivity of the two, Martjin will also take them to relax appropriately. After all, pouring the foundation is a big project. Tank trucks can't get through rough mountain roads. You have to have people to do these things. After finishing, apply with a scraper. Smooth the overly prominent part. Due to the large temperature difference between day and night on the mountain, the concrete in the foundation dries quickly. Martjin removes the outer bezel. It can be collected and reused. Then he dug deep holes in the ground. Since I also plan to connect water and electricity here, therefore, the pipeline needs to be installed in advance. Avoid the trouble of a second counterattack in the later stage. Then it can be filled with sand and gravel. Preliminary hardening of the ground. This post office has been with Martjin for many years. Every time you use it, you need to maintain it first. He cut the collected trunks into small pieces. So convenient that it can be directly filled into the fireplace and burned. Night is the moment Martjin looks forward to the most. Although he was alone on the mountain. But don't forget to eat well. A movie that saves his idle head effort. Another fulfilling and happy day. Because I often go to borrow things from my neighbors. To express my gratitude, Martjin will give him the rest of the building materials. After all, there are back and forth friendships that last long. Deep and worldly, he naturally understands this. When he came back, he found a pile of grass cloth by the side of the road. As the saying goes, it's cheap, don't take advantage of the bastard. Martjin naturally can pack as much as he can, waiting to come home humming a ditty song. Spread the straw evenly in Brother Chicken's bedroom. When laying eggs, there will be no feeling of a tight chrysanthemum, although it is only late autumn. But maybe it's because of the high altitude in ancient times. Winter often arrives here earlier. In a blink of an eye, the mountain becomes a vast expanse of white. I didn't even have time to clean up the cut firewood. So when the snow stopped the next day, to be able to store more firewood at once, he decided to build a bigger woodshed. You don't have to be too particular about the craftsmanship. After all, it won't be needed when the garage is completed later. You just put tiles on the roof. Just do a simple waterproof job. He collected a lot of dry firewood some time ago. It took 2 full trips to drive before the delivery was completed. We have fuel for the winter. Martjin will be able to get through the winter in peace. As the Alps enter full winter, the fireplace was Martjin's only source of support on the mountain. Honey oats prepared in spring. It has also become the best food to replenish calories in the morning. It's just that the snow on the panels is a little hard to clean. It took half a day and there was still a layer of frost freezing. Fortunately, it's not a big problem. When the sun comes out, it will naturally melt away. Today is just in time for Christmas. Martjin also received wreaths from fans. I used to rush back to the Netherlands at this time, but after all, I'm going to settle down here. Besides, there is still a chicken brother to take care of on the mountain. So, he's not going back this year, worried that the chicken will feel cold at night. He also thoughtfully installed heating lamps for the chicken coop. The sunshine hours in winter are shorter than usual. Martjin, who has nothing to do at home, getting ready to go to a neighbor's house for dinner. To people sitting together drinking and chatting. Spent my first Christmas here. The next morning, Martjin buys a truckload of wooden tiles from under the mountain. It's going to be used to retrofit the roof of the chicken coop. Although the water resistance is not as good as the current tin tile, but the advantage is that the thermal insulation effect will be better. And with proper care, it shouldn't be a problem for 5 to 10 years. Except for the tiles used to modify the equipment. This time he also bought handrails for the stairs. Just punch holes in the wall. The bent steel bar is inserted into it. Then it can be welded. Put the two together. The minimalist style is not only very attractive, it also adds a bit of a quaint temperament to the food. As Christmas comes to an end, it also heralds the coming of a new year. Today is the last day of December. Tomorrow is the traditional Italian New Year. As the time came to 11:59 p.m., sitting on the edge of the cliff and watching the lights at the bottom of the mountain, the festive atmosphere made Martjin seem a little lonely. He poured himself a glass of wine in silence. This is also considered someone to accompany the Chinese New Year. When the first sunrise of the new year slowly rises, the vibrant orange sun shines down. It gives the whole mountain a brand new feel. The living creatures here except Martjin. It's the Kunkin who are enslaved in the chicken coop. Unfortunately, I didn't see the protein I wanted this morning. It seems that Keej also has his own legal holidays. If you want to come down the mountain, you are now immersed in the joy of the festival. Martjin threw himself into his work early. Only in this way can it be relieved. Feeling of being left behind. After the logs are peeled, a boat placed on a woodshed as a roof. But from the side, the uniformity is not very high. So Martjin found some more square trees. Replaced the jagged one in the middle. Then fastened the collar horizontally. Outflow space for subsequent tile installations. All I bought this time are good large wood nets. Not only does it have an excellent water filtration effect, it also has good corrosion resistance. Since this is the first time using this wooden tile, so he's going to train his hands in the woodshed first. Mist in the mountains at noon. So quiet that you can only hear the echoes of the hammer. After the last tile is installed, clean up the fine dust on it. Now it looks much higher than the original grade. And with the experience of remodeling firewood houses, the natural next step is to entile the chicken coop to get enough light inside. And he's going to put a skylight in the roof. But as the saying goes, people are iron and rice is steel. Naturally, you have to eat before you can have the strength to work. After a short break, considering the moisture resistance of the roof, we need to lay another layer of propylene warm cloth. Only then can the collar be fixed horizontally. I can see that this time it took a lot more effort than building a firewood house. After all, chicken is a stable source of protein. At worst, you can eat meat. Martin feels a little tired after doing this. The warm fire allowed him to relax slowly. It's time to make today's dinner. Play the last movie you like. Late today, the moment officially kicks off. The next morning, the bright morning light brings endless hope. During this time, Martin's paintings are drawing to a close. Also need to add some details to polish. Secondly, the rooftop has to be finished today, because I don't know when it might snow. This time his hand movements are obviously much more skilled, in order to avoid the trouble of later counterattacks. During the period, waterproof parts should be added on both sides of the sunroof. That way you don't have to worry about the roof leaking. With the completion of the installation of the tiles, the next day, a snowflake swept across the mountain. In a blink of an eye, a thick layer fell on the ground. Fortunately, the chicken coop was repaired in time yesterday. Otherwise, the completion time will be extended by a few days. It's just that the hole in the skylight is a little big. In order to prevent Brother Chicken from escaping from prison, Martin put barbed wire inside again, and he was relieved. Turn around and clean the snow from the battery board, considering the increase in the consumption of wood in winter. So he got this fantastic idea to make a stand. Just stack the wood on top of it. You can easily collect a large hole, as expected of a man with all aspects of physical development. This weather is not suitable for staying outside much longer. Fortunately, the indoor fireplace is burning very vigorously. Bring him a touch of warmth in the harsh winter. The snowflakes still have no intention of stopping. Martin got up early and started clearing the snow. Solar energy is not just about the electricity consumption of food. There is also a heating device installed in the camera. Once the power is cut off, machine cutting may be buried this winter. Wait until you're done with the daily cleaning. Considering that this weather is not suitable for working outside, Martin is also preparing to continue renovating the second stone house. I didn't expect to find a flower butterfly in the corner. It didn't originally belong to this season. Life is still struggling tenaciously with the environment. Benefit from the interface reserved in the corner in advance. Makes the installation of the sewage pipe a lot easier. Just pay attention to keep a certain tilt angle as a whole. Make sure there are no congestion when gliding. These are all previous projects. There is no difficulty in doing it again. With the installation of hot and cold water pipes in place, the sky outside also shows the long-lost sun. Martin will give the leftover food to Brother Chicken, hoping they can lay a few more eggs for themselves. It's a pity to stay at home in this weather. He decided to drive down the hill. Due to the large altitude difference between the two places, the smell of spring can already be felt here. The green grass looks full of life, as if winter had never stopped here. When he came back, he picked up his new girlfriend by the way. The lonely knight has a significant other. While happy for Martin, I'm also lost that it's not the girl who loves herbs. Girlfriend Ella is very good at cooking. Not only will they cook the traditional cuisine of Martin's hometown, exquisite barbecues and salads are not a problem. This is God's salvation for Martin. To prove that a 1,000-year-old iron tree can also bloom, he also made a special trip to invite his neighbor John. Looking at today's unusually hearty food, John enthusiastically explains the local history to Ella. It seems he is genuinely happy for Martin. When the delicious and enjoyable meal is over, the two are like a couple who have been married for many years. Martin is out there taking care of himself. Girlfriend Ella shows off the female worker indoors. No wonder it stands out from the crowd of female fans. In the evening, as they stood together in the kitchen preparing meals, the warm picture also eclipses the light. Today's lunch was made by Ella. Martin also plans to demonstrate his ancestral cooking skills. Bake the best apple bran for the two of them. It's just that no matter how good the food is, it can't be worth a moment of spring night. Tonight is destined to be a sleepless night. The next day, the two of them took a walk along the path up the mountain. Ella is going back to work today. The time we spend together is always happy and short. Now that Martin has made his relationship public, there will definitely be many opportunities to meet in the future, and he's going to continue to work on the physical transformation. First, a layer of barbed wire is laid on the ground, and then foam the perimeter of the baffle. It is convenient to fill concrete for pouring later. Now all the preparations are in place, just waiting for the arrival of the selected migrant workers. Martin did not wait for the guests to take a break. He directs them to get to work. With truckloads of concrete coming in, the rubber column on the ground was also officially opened. I have to say that the young guy has good physical strength. I can't see the skin at all after working for a long time. Martin, who loves to procrastinate, is also embarrassed to fish. Since the two of them are so dedicated to their work, it has to be delicious and delicious to entertain them. This is already the highest etiquette for treating guests. The concrete will be basically finalized the next day. Martin continued to make slaves out of planks. You pouring concrete. This will be the bathroom area in the future. Since the last night I stayed here. Now as long as there is time. Ella would come to the mountain to accompany Martin. In order to make up for the regret that it was not completed last time. The two follow the footsteps of spring together. Although the nearby scenery has been seen 1,000 times. But this time the scenery is particularly beautiful. Maybe it's because of a girlfriend. Martin changed his previous lazy appearance. Motivated to work. Considering the measurements at the top are outdated. So I spent a lot of money to buy a batch. Brand new wood. But how to disassemble and measure becomes a problem again. After all, he is alone on the mountain now. It took a long time to barely get one. Then align the new wooden beam with the entrance of the cave. By drawing the winch. You bring it in little by little. This was the cheapest way he could think of. It seems that my body is still a little weak recently. With the successful installation of a beam in place. Also need to fill the hole with mortar. Avoid measuring the possibility of displacement. Outside is using stone bricks to restore the walls to their original state. Fortunately, a young man came to the mountain in the afternoon. You can tell it's a good hand by looking at this sturdy arm. With the tacit cooperation of the two, the one near the door will be removed soon. But as the saying goes, Maxima often has it, but young people don't often have it. Wait until you reluctantly say goodbye to the tool person. You can only do what you can. Simply stay with your friend Ella. It made Martin feel like life had a head start. Modifying food is a tall order. After all, it's doomed to be difficult to complete by himself alone. Fortunately, the food is not in a hurry to check in. In your spare time, he will also start a vegetable garden with Ella, to be ready for planting next spring. But before filling the gap in the beam, we need to put the ventilation ducts in first. Then it can be sealed with mortar and bricks. Watching my girlfriend prepare dinner in the distance. This is the picture Martin has been dreaming of for years. I'm a family man now. No matter how hard it is to transform food, you must persevere. With spring in the Alps, the fruit trees on the slope are all sprouting. Only a few higher peaks in the distance. No sign of melting despite the wind and sun. In the fragments of leisure, occasionally Martin would bring Ella to the edge of the cliff. This is where he thinks the view is best. You can enjoy the spectacular scenery at the foot of the mountain. Although the footsteps of winter have gradually faded away, but the day on the mountain is still very short. And sometimes there's a sudden spike back. In the blink of an eye, it becomes a silver world. The unexpected situation caught Martin by surprise. Fortunately, the snowfall at this time of year belongs to the return light. Soon the sky outside cleared up. The snow on the ground is also melting rapidly. Installing measurement is a daunting task. It's a bit difficult to do it alone. Only every time someone from the mountain comes to visit, Martin would fool his friends to help him. The replacement of simply measuring has been completed. Tools like Osaka. A few more times and you'll get it done. In the evening, in addition to delicious food and drink, entertain them. Martin also offered up his newly published book. It's already starting to sneak up on side hustles. Maybe you can eat the sausage he brought in the future. I received Martin's Jinkian books yesterday. It's not good for the two lads to leave directly today. Help complete the replacement of the last beam. To fill the hole in the wall, Martin first laid the temporary floor on the upper floor. It is convenient to carry out subsequent renovation work. In the past 3 years, he works at least 5 days a week. The remaining 2 days are used to edit videos. In a state of sitting and fatigue for long periods of time, Martin is starting to have some problems with his waist. It also causes the modification of food to become slow. The doctor recommends that you usually do more stretching exercises. This will help him recover from his back injury. This issue is also so far. Martin builds the whole house. It may take 2 or 3 months. Updated even longer. His plan is to complete it within 5 years. There are projects, so this farewell is only temporary. Looking forward to the future transformation process will be even more exciting. I also wish Martin a speedy recovery from his waist injury. Since he has installed hunting cameras around, 10 has been photographed many times in the video. If it weren't for the fact that this animal was forbidden to be killed, Martin needs to catch a few to try. The focus of the next work will be on the garage. Now, movement is limited, but the good news is that Martin's people are very good. From time to time there are local young people willing to go up the mountain to help. In order to be more convenient when picking up materials, he decided to erect a wooden shed by the garage. The roof is simply covered with color steel tiles. It is just right for storing materials such as cement. A spring rain is falling, like crystal pearls hanging on the branches. Although winter has passed, the temperature on the mountain is still cold. Martin dampened the rain with firewood, baked by the fireplace, so that dry fuel can be used at any time. Wait until the rain clears up. The air is filled with the fragrance of earth. The snow meanders down the ravines of the mountains. From a distance, it looks like a frozen silver ribbon. Up close, it's like a roaring beast. Now is not the most obvious time of the flood season. The scene will be even more spectacular in July and August. During his relationship with his girlfriend Ella, the relationship between the two has been very stable. As long as there is time, I can't wait to stick together. Maybe it's because I'm tired of the hustle and bustle of the city. I don't want to get caught up in the intrigue between people anymore. Although there are no colorful outsiders here, but it can keep the inner peace and freedom at all times. Blessings to all of you in front of the screen, men and women. Can also me. I am willing to accompany the other half of my rough meal. The repairs to the second stone house will take a long time in order to prevent water leakage. Martin patched the roof with asphalt first, as the canopy sprouts, and the whole hill came alive. Now is a good time to grow vegetables. With the experience accumulated in the previous 2 years, Martin's planting skills became more proficient. Not only have several different categories been added, the aromatherapy plant of rosemary cannot be left behind either. Gently compact the surrounding soil. The rest of the work is up to time. When I have nothing to do, Martin made a wooden box out of planks. The top can be used to store gas stoves. A pitcher next to it is just right. The lower level is for vegetables and knives. When you go camping, just take it with you. Water and food problems are solved. The next day, the delicate rain hit the skylight. Along with the outdoor temperature has also dropped a lot. A cup of fragrant coffee awakens the vitality of the whole day. Paired with honey and oats for breakfast today. The fire in the fireplace is still burning. Dispel the coldness brought by the rain. Fortunately, the threshold was made very well. There was no backflow in the second food room. The debris in the diversion tank has also been cleaned up in advance. Rainwater can flow unimpeded into the drainage area. Soon the rain outside turned into small hail. This is caused by strong updrafts. But bad weather comes and goes quickly. Under the sun, the mountain soon returned to its former appearance. This weather is perfect for work. Martin fixed baffles around the foundation. After measuring the general size, arranged the cut wire pattern. Then it can be poured with concrete. With the help of 2 free laborers, the work was soon done with ease. Wait until a group is sent away to help. Friends also need to use machines to polish the surface flat. The baffle can be removed after drying. All the flowers planted last year have withered. Martin bought new and plans to replant. After all, he is not alone now. Especially the details must be paid attention to. I know that Ella usually likes to make green salad. Martin added a few more lettuce in the greenhouse. What you can't eat can still be used to feed the chickens, buddy. Since he posted the video with a back injury, young people often come to help on the mountain. It seems that this kid has a good reputation in the local area. They didn't just transport the slates for building, and unconditionally follow orders to repair the road. Please give me a dozen of such young people. We now have enough materials to build houses. Then it can follow the edge of the foundation. Build the walls with stone bricks and concrete. Put aside the bad weather that often rains. Such a big project. You can't do it overnight. Since I finished painting the panorama of the whole mountain, Martin developed a renewed interest in self-portraits. This kid really has a little artistic talent in him. It's almost as handsome as I am. Over the next period of time, Martin is not building the walls of his garage, just bragging and spanking with 3 or 5 friends. It's just impossible. The patter of light rain often disrupted his plans. The weather after the rain is not clear though, but it also has a kind of somber aesthetic to it. Martin was walking alone on the path to the mountain forest. Through the jungle is a flat meadow. You can see dilapidated houses everywhere. The style and the food are very different. He often comes here for a walk on weekdays. Don't worry about the risk of getting lost at all. The construction of the garage is a complex project. Each slate must be laid tightly together. Clean up excess mortar during sewing. Take advantage of today's rare good weather. Be sure to clean the fallen leaves on the skylight. The vegetables in the greenhouse are doing very well during this time. The tomato seedlings are almost half a human height. Since Ella went back to town last night, today's lunch can only be solved by yourself. The cool mountain wind blows in the afternoon. Working in this weather is a pleasure, despite the strange shapes of the slate. But in Martin's hands, you can always find the right gear. Tired from work, have a piece of crispy, sweet and juicy watermelon. A simple life can also feel like a vacation. The weather in the Alps can change. In the blink of an eye, the wind is wrapped and the rain is pouring in. Ella, who felt the rain on the mountain for the first time, was very happy. Reaching out and touching the cool spring rain. Love deep. The two also kissed in the clouds. I was really caught off guard by this bite of dog food. In the afternoon, his father and brother came to visit him. Even if everyone has not seen each other for a long time, but the tacit understanding engraved in the bones needs no further words. The father silently picked up the sickle and harvested the weeds. Big brother helps Martin build the unfinished garage. None of them is more professional than the other. They are just trying their best to help their relatives, even if love will make you taste disappointment and bitterness. But there is always affection for the harbor, quiet contact with your drift. It is said that only fishermen understand the joy of spring. Big Brother found this pool the last time he came. This time, he brought the fishing tools. There is also ready-made bait in the shallow depression next to it. I just don't know if it's because of someone shallow. Wangba duo. After changing to places, not a single fish was hooked. After sending away my father and eldest brother, considering that there are more mosquitoes in the mountains, Martin found a square wood of the right length. Drive iron nails at a certain distance above. Then hang the rope on the iron nails in turn. In this way, a purely handmade door curtain is made. I just don't know how effective it is to hang it up to prevent mosquitoes. Due to the aesthetics of the garage, after the stone wall reaches a certain height, pipes for wiring also need to be inserted. Then you can continue to build up. Don't look at Martin's procrastination at work, but the details are absolutely off the mark. One should not only stir the mortar, it is also necessary to strictly control the shape of each brick. Even the cracks have to be filled with pebbles, so that the walls are strong enough. Since the introduction of a few roosters to the chicken coop, Martin also managed to get eggs that could hatch. In order to help the chickens break their shells successfully, he thoughtfully installed a heat lamp in the incubator. Make sure it's at the right temperature at all times. While taking a break, Martin would also take Elle out for a ride, or find a scenic spot for a picnic. Although the food is not particularly delicious, but as long as two people can be together, even a simple life can be full of sweetness. Every now and then young people on the mountain come to help, and Martin will also take the opportunity to direct them to do more work. After all, I am injured now, can't carry too heavy things. All you need at night is a plate of plain noodles. You can get them to praise Martin's hospitality from the bottom of their hearts. As the weather in the mountains became plague, the vegetables in the greenhouse start to grow like crazy. The apples planted last year have also been bearing fruit. The hillside is full of yellow-orange wildflowers. Occasionally I see a few bees working hard, and there was peace and quiet everywhere. Usually at this time Martin will let the cattle in. Help yourself to clean up the weeds on the hillside. In his spare time, he also made a painting for his girlfriend. Then they arranged their paintings neatly in front of the table. No wonder it is said that men in love understand romance best. Ella was directly pinched in reverse by this wave of operations. Today, the two went down the mountain to visit a friend. It was the girl who liked to pick herbs. Ella wants to learn how to identify various plants. I can give it to Martin in person later. Making summer tea. When I came back, it was already evening. It's time to pick the raspberries on the hillside. Brother Key has an hour of free time every day. Let them be free on the grass, at meals, and as long as there is time every day, Martin would start building the garage. After all, as long as Ella is here now, never have to worry about food. Occasionally I would mend his clothes. It allows Martin to focus more on his work, due to stability concerns, and often calibrate with a level. As the saying goes, good luck can't stop people when they come. Martin was walking by the river that day. I actually picked up a fish that was washed down and stranded by the current. Bring it back and wash the internal organs. Even if the food is available tonight, and fresh ingredients require only simple cooking methods. Stuff the belly of the fish with lemon and pepper. Put it on a charcoal fire and roast for a while before enjoying. Since the last time we built incubators for chickens, Martin comes by every few days to check it out. Although no chickens have ever broken out of their shells, but there was blood in the light. It seems that the hatching is not far away, as the walls gradually come to half a person's height. The next step is to install windows for the garage. And that's all of Martin's video so far. But that's not the end of the physical transformation. The follow-up content will take a while to update. Now, he has his girlfriend Ella by his side. I believe the future stories will be even more exciting.